Hello everyone, welcome back to Planescape Torment. Last time, we figured out that we need to find a cooler to hold part of a piece of art that we're gonna steal to liquefy it into memory forgetting juice that we're gonna give to Merry Man. How's he gonna remember to give us the keys, though? So we'll look for something that can do that. First thing, we're gonna try just looking through here. That was my first instinct last time. I don't remember anything that would keep anything cold, but let's see, maybe Vriska's got something secret for us. Monster jug? No. Ooh, okay, yeah, it's this. It's the rune-covered Aelstein. I'll take it. So now we've got... Where is my stein? There it is. Frost Ale Mug. That'll do it, I think. Perhaps. Maybe. Cough right into the mic. Where's the art studio? Forget which building it is.
Boulevard, also known as Wanker City.
Good one, Anna. Alright, we love to have you around. Was that Anna who said that? Sometimes people will just make comments for whatever reason. I don't know. Or is this the, I forget where it is. We'll enter random buildings so we find it. No, this is Delora's, dad's house. There we go.
I'm gone.
Dark Birds of Ocanthus. Catch one in your Frost Ale Mug. You dip the mug into the icy wind rising from the pedestal, catching a small shard with a slight clang. Peering into the mug, you can see that the dark bird is a razor-sharp sliver of black ice. Only the mug's magical properties prevent the shard from melting away to nothing. There we go. Now if you look at it, Frost Ale Mug with dark bird. It doesn't show a picture of the bird. Or my bird. I don't know why we were calling it a bird. We're calling it a bird because we respect the art. You know? It does look like a good idea for an art piece, if you could make such a thing, which clearly in universe they can. Also, I for some reason got mixed up with Path's logic, and thought that scrolling out too far would show me a big picture of a bull for some reason, but let's not worry about that for the moment. Let's go in, let's get my man, Merry Man, get him a nice empty head. Who wouldn't want that? We get to hear this horrible music, and we get to chase him around the circle. What is the point of Joel Me, by the way? So why isn't Morty following us? But I like how Joel Me is like, yeah, she kills you, you come back, not a big deal, and then you just never get to talk to her again, at least so far. Where are you, Merry Man? There you are. Here, take this mug. It holds a dark bird of Ocanthus, a sliver of ice from the river Styx. It should wipe your memories clean. Also, give us the keys first, Merry Man. Or not. Merriman takes the mug and removes a piece of paper from his pocket. He tilts the mug back and takes the ice into his mouth. It melts instantly, leaving him with a somewhat startled expression. Merriman?
Updated my journal.
Merriman looks at you confused and has the paper in his hands. He reads aloud. Congratulations, Merriman. You've begun again. Thank the man in front of you and give him the key in your pocket. Okay, you did cover that. That's good. Speak to Splinter, the man at the door to this building, for more information. He looks to you again. Well, it would seem I owe you thanks, good sir. Here, take this key. I better find this Splinter fellow and find out what's going on. Thanks, Merriman. Good luck. Can we talk to you again, actually? What did there was a pop-up of text there for a minute? I think, like, it doesn't want us speaking to him while, like, this whole thing is going on. Let's go here just to see, like, if we can catch him, because I am curious what would happen. It would make sense that they'd, like, put a flag on him where you can't talk to him when he's in the middle of, like, moving somewhere for a quest thing, especially at a time like this, but it's funny just to, like, investigate how the game handles that kind of thing. And he's not here. Alright, fair enough. We now have Dolores' keys. Take a look at those. There we go. Beautiful. Now we'll enter the area. Let's not, theoretically there's nothing actually stopping me from just, I've read out the word brothel enough times too at this point, but it's still a little uncomfortable, I think, vibe-wise. Also, what's with all these odd intermittent devices everywhere? Are they left by the critters that are, like, in here? That's the only thing that makes sense to me, is, like, if the, here's Delora. If the Modrons left them about. I should almost ask them about that at some point. Yes, I have the keys to your heart. Here they are.
Updated my journal.
At last, as she takes the keys from your grasp, her hand brushes against yours. Your skin is dry but icy to the touch, like cold metal. These will be of great use to me, thank you. Of course, Delora, I had some questions. Of course, I'll answer what I can. Do you know anything about Reveal Puzzle, though? I know that she was, or is, should she still be numbered among the living, a night hag of great power and inestimable evil. Inestimable evil. The Lady of Pain banished her to an extra-dimensional prison for crimes against the city of Sigil. You do well to speak to Eve of her. I tried that, and she knows a great many tales, and can likely tell you revels. What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? Yes, her name is Echo. Her voice, and in fact her every means of communication, was still undestroyed. Echo's words once wooed away the paramour of the godling Paramisha. Paramisha, in a jealous rage, tore away Echo's voice, sealed it within crystal vial, and hurled it into a Megogalam maw. Echo's voice is forever lost to her. Only another new voice could return to her the ability to communicate once more. I know this because I spoke to Paramisha's paramour myself once. Okay, that's the first, like, realistic story we've heard. Well, realistic to some extent. We should give her Morty's voice. He doesn't need it. If I ask about that again, you just repeat it. I was hoping to learn more about your nature. That's the other thing, too. Merriman never told me much regarding my construction. I know little of the inner workings of my body, as much as you likely know little of yours. Outwardly, though, I'm a human woman in all respects, save for the texture and temperature of my flesh. Does that satisfy your curiosity? What about your mind, your emotions? Its functions are as much a mystery to me as any human's. When I first came to this place, I did not understand emotions, nor have any of my own. I have feelings now, though I'm only beginning to understand them. What do the keys do exactly? I can only assume that Merriman made the keys so that there would be no risk of me drawing away from him before he had tired of his experiment. Now that they are in my possession, I am free to develop and possess my own emotions. How does your mind... Okay, we asked that about. I think that's everything. We could talk, quote unquote, talk to Eve again.
Updated my
Was your
journal.
voice stolen? She nods vigorously, clasping her hands together and smiling at you. Do you know of any way to get your voice back? She shakes her head, her face wrought with frustration. She suddenly looks at you pleadingly, as if expecting an answer. Let's vow. Why not? Let's vow. I swear I'll look for a way to return your voice. Ecco nods to you slowly, smiling at you with eyes full of gratitude. I'll look for something that will give you a voice then. Farewell, Ecco.
Updated my journal.
Journal updated. Would Eve know something about this? Eve is there. We could also try talking to, Fall from Grace about getting her a voice. What is this? Eve, you look familiar. Is your mother named Ivana? Yes, but she and I no longer speak, just as I shall speak no more of her. Did we do that already? Actually, we already heard that, so that's kind of nothing. The one time the way the game lets you drop out at any point is kind of useful for us.
How may I help you?
I don't think any of this is actually useful for us. I wanted to ask, like I said before, like I suspected, that the Modrons put up the weird machines everywhere. I want to try asking about that if they'll let me. We've already had this before. Nope. Nothing we can get out of that. How would we get... I don't know what to do from here. Let's go back down here. Would the Ecco have a sense here that would like give us some insight? Ostensibly. That's the only other thing I can think of to do directly for this. We could look around a little more just for the sake of it. We could look in the curiosity shop again, but like...
Done.
I don't know how that would actually help us any. At this point, I don't remember seeing anything on that to that extent. Juliet. I'll probably speed this up because this will just be like... So I'll say that I'll just have like a name. It's just a matter of finding the right one, so... Nenny, it's a weird name. Okay, well, the very next one, this is Ecco. Didn't actually get us anywhere, so... This will be useful at a later point, I'm guessing, probably, maybe, theoretically. But for now, not actually anything for us. I'll kind of look around some more in the art studio, maybe? Because that could potentially hide more, like, things. And, like I said, we could look around the curiosity shop again, theoretically. Don't know how exactly much that we would get out of that, but... Could potentially be something at some point. Okay, so... Let's just do them all for the sake of rigor. This is, Shoreline, smells funny, pretty cool. Dark Birds of Ocanthus. We cannot actually get there because pathfinding schemes from the 90s, but we know all about the Dark Birds. I can cut my hand off if you're not careful. Surface of Thalassia. You've done it. It's breathtaking painting. It's just standard. Somehow. The library, kind of spooky thing, vaguely. Arcadian stained glass window. It's all wiggling and moving. I like how like so many paintings give you the option to like touch them or whatever of some kind. Like that seems irresponsible. The painting is a dark cityscape, a faraway view of some giant center of civilization being burned to the ground. The streets of the place are empty, however, absent of soldiers, refugees, and even corpses. A placard reads "The Folly of Udo," very Ozymandias. There's this. Can we get there? This looks to be a subterranean landscape, a massive cavern interior filled with colorful, faintly luminescent gigantic fungi. The placard reads "Veil beneath Clangeddon." Alright. Look at the statuette before. Can we look at this? Everyone's crowding around. I think we should do. Just select me.
All right.
You all are getting in the way of my appreciation of the art. This is a portrait of a grotesque hook-nosed old crone. The hag's flesh is a sickly blue-gray color. Her eyes glow red like the embers of a dying fire. Her chin, long and sharp, juts forward in an extreme underbite. Two yellowed canines protrude upward from her lower jaw like small tusks. The smile upon her withered, purplish lips speaks of a horrible secret. A placard reads, "Great Hag of Oinos." Could that be Ravel by any chance? Or is it just like... Oh, it is Ravel. As you begin to turn away from the painting, something in it draws your attention. A strange tingling sensation rises in the back of your mind. A memory beginning to surface. Try and recall the memory. You recall standing confused in a maze of briars. The hideous crone from the paintings before you, cackling wildly. You grit your teeth in frustration, wondering why she's laughing at you. "My poor dear lovely man-thing," she croons. "Why, that was your first witch." She points a single bony, clawed finger at your forehead. Your temples begin to throb painfully, and you can remember nothing more. Okay. That's... I don't know what's going on there. That was cool. This is just a statuette. That's a demon angel thing. Refracts light funny. There's not actually too many paintings here. The statue looks like it is about to make some angry proclamation. The sculptors capture the essence of fury magnificently. The chiseled tension lines around the neck and forehead alone must have taken many long months to get correct. Fine cracks run over the entire statue, and there is a plaque attached to its base. Read the plaque. The statue is believed to have been the final fate of the Etherzarian sorcerer Gengroigadon. Attacked by a conclave of rival sorcerers at the height of his dream madness, he was imprisoned with the spell that turned his flesh to stone. That's why it's so detailed. Gengroigadon is said to have been frozen with a final, awful curse still upon his lips. A curse so terrible that it was never meant to be spoken by the lips of a living man. Do they mean curse is in like a evil spell, or was he about to say like fuck, but like worse? Examine the statue. Examine the cracks. You carefully examine the cracks that run like a network of fine black veins along the statue's surface. At one point in its inner arm, this section where an entire splinter of stone looks ready to come off. I'm not going to do that yet. That's clearly going to... I mean, they wouldn't give you the option to do that unless it does something. But I don't want to do it yet, because I don't know what it'll do. The surface of this painting, a wild collage of vivid colors, ripples constantly, as if it were the surface of a pond during a light rain. A placard reads, "Wave motion steady 7. What happens if I touch it, out of curiosity? You place your palm against the canvas. You cannot feel the ripples themselves, though a cool tingling sensation passes through your hand at first contact. Okay, so I just got my grubby hands all over that for no reason. Cool. Is that a giant sword on the wall? It's a horn. A massive horn of beaten lead wound with brazen chains. The horn is horribly mangled, as if some tremendous force had crushed it. Jagged blades protrude along its length, almost as if it were meant to be used as a club by some gigantic creature. This is well as a battle horn. The placard mounted beneath the hoard reads, "Cleansing Horn of Acheron." I like how you can just like mess up every piece of art in here. Like, we'll say all that till the end. A painting of tall black cliffs against a blood-red sky. There looks to be figures hiding among the crags of the cliffs. Whenever you squint at the paintings, try and make them out. The image fades into nothing. The images fade into nothing. A placard reads, "Outland Raiders." I like this one's visibly moving. We'll save that for last. Or maybe even this thing is something. And then next time we'll talk to Ivana. Oh, you're the mother of Eve. That should have been clear. This painting shows what looks to be an infinitely long stream of bilious green gas stretching off into darkness. The horizon of a blasted rocky plain can be seen in the lower right-hand corner of the painting. One is given the impression that the head of the green cloud is rearing to strike down upon it. A placard reads, "Hazazoth of the consumption of Engar." Engar. Be careful pronouncing that. Ha ha ha. Funny joke. There's a thing here. We're going to circle around Ivana to look at it. An animated bloody iron chain, coiling and uncoiling upon itself. The chain itself seems to bend and weave like the spine of a snake. A small placard reads, "A chitin's animate chain from Jangling Hitter." I thought your name was Hitler at first. Gonna be real. Kinda crazy. Should maybe look into the change in that. This painting, an abstract work of greens and purples, writhes and ripples as it's watched. Closer examination reveals that the actual painted image is changing rather than the canvas itself. Oh. I don't know what the difference is. I don't get what that's getting at, but sure. A placard states, "Moments glance from the walls of Machma." Alright, well, that's all the paintings. I didn't mean that to be like a time killer, but hopefully that is enough for an episode. Next time we'll talk to Ivana, see what all this stuff means, if any of it could potentially be useful immediately or in the future. And we will also maybe break some of it, I guess, which is kind of unfortunate, kind of bothers me a little, but that's a video game for you. But that's all for later. For now, we'll call it here, and as always, thank you for watching.